All right, here we are, hanging out. Mr. John Robert Quinn here, Lamar Simpson,
Good to see you again.
Simpson Wealth Planning. We're going to be talking about what's happening in the market, what's happening. Actually, I want to touch on something else. I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm not even going to tell you.
Good. I like those, yeah.
But yeah, it goes with what we discussed in the green room.
Yep.
But no, we're going to be talking about some very important things today. And it's going to be a very serious, we're going to have fun. We always have fun. But it's going to be a very serious conversation. And you all really, really need to pay attention because your future and your money is at stake here. And I know that sounds so cliche, but we're talking about inflation.
Yes.
Okay? So what's happened?
Inflation is a fact of life. We average 3 to 5% on a regular inflation a year, even when we're in those kind of stagnant years. So it's always going to go up. And what does inflation mean? Inflation means if I can go down the street today and buy a certain bunch of goods for $1, now all of a sudden it's $1.50. My money's not going as far as it used to.
Should we talk about why inflation and where it came from? Should we talk about this?
Well, inflation comes from elasticity, supply and demand. So if you have something that people want and you can charge more for it and you can get it, you will.
So you've got 1974, Nixon takes us off the gold standard. And by taking us off the gold standard, all of a sudden you've got money betting against gold.
Yes.
Okay? So if you've got money betting against gold and the government needs more money to pay deficit, then they can print more money because it's no longer with the gold standard. And as they print more money, there becomes more money flooding that market than making the money less valuable.
Right.
Okay? So how do we offset that?
Well, the way we have to offset is we have to gain, we can find places that we can gain money. We have interest, return on investment. We talk about ROI. And when we go into mutual funds or stocks or bonds or any of those things, what we're looking to do is outpace inflation.
Of course, right?
So
Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah. If inflation is 5%, I would want to make at least 6 to 7% on everybody's money to make sure that, hey, that money is still getting me the same place I need to be because I'm making more than you're deducting from how that is. And it's good that you mentioned the gold standard. The reason they did that because they want to be able to do whatever the heck they want with money.
Well, they wanted to be able to fund different things.
Yeah.
If you look at the note, okay, so let's talk about what the note is. The original paper money that we had, I want to say that was Benjamin Franklin. He was a printer. And they created bonds or notes, and they used that almost like a lottery to fund bridges and so forth. And
the whole bond idea came from
you
would present, hey, we want to do this project and we want the people to pay for it, but we're gonna pay the people to lend us their money so they can finish the project.
The idea for the gold standard, my understanding is that we removed from the gold standard, we create inflation, but at the same time we can now fund projects that we need to because we can print as much money as we want, and of course we can increase taxes or create new taxes to then fund the deficits, so to speak. So essentially it's like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul.
Well, a bond, especially a government bond, is a way to kind of circumvent that. So people are very upset when they hear, hey, I'm going to tax you some more money. We don't want to pay taxes anymore than we have to. So if I say, okay, I'm going to go to Robert and his friends and I'm going to say, look, I need $10,000 to build a school, to build a road, to build a bridge, whatever that might be.
Man, those are some really small schools and
Really
roads
small.
and bridges.
Here you go. Thanks for that 10 grand. I'm going to give you 6%. And then at the end of that whole thing, I'm just going to return your money to you. So that's a way that we can get at doing those sort of projects without having to tax the people more, which people are generally very resistant to.
Well, of course, and that's why they find creative ways to find new taxes.
Right. That's why we keep finding creative new ways to circumvent them legally so that we don't have to pay them.
So we talk about, you're talking about investing. And so I was just sitting with a business and I asked them what money was. And they told me, well, money's a tool. I said, no. Well, money is, money, what was it? I don't know. Anyway, I said, money is value. As you create more value in yourself, you become more valuable to the people around you. Therefore, you are able to demand more money because you're more valuable to them. And of course, you're going to surround yourself and be appealing to people that are also more valuable because you have made yourself more valuable.
Correct.
Same thing goes with financial planners. The reason why financial planners are so valuable is that they're protecting your money, the money that you currently have as well as the money that you'll have in the future. Not only are they protecting that money, they're creating new money around it to circumvent the inflation. Gosh, I sound so smart.
That was pretty smart sounding, actually. I might have to hire you. Bring you on board.
I mean, I did have a mortgage license,
There
so
you
I
go.
kind of understand how this
You're
works.
kind of halfway
And
there.
I do build talk shows for a living.
And you know, and you're really on the right track. And when I like that you say value, because value can be different things, right?
Correct.
So not only is you give me a chunk of money and I make it more money, that is value that is increasing, but also the value is in what you have.
But you're
in store for your
valuable in
future.
a sense that you're able to provide them with the know-how, the experience, where to put the money, how to put the money, how much the money, what's the return going to be, what's the projected return, how do we work around different issues.
Exactly.
And that's where my curveball comes in. He's not ready for this. Ready? We're going to talk about Bitcoin.
No, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Why do I want to bring up Bitcoin? Because people are pulling out of 401ks, people are pulling out of IRAs, people are pulling equity out of their homes, and they are investing in Bitcoin, which is pure speculation. Speculating of return, and what ends up happening is yeah, it just hit 50,000 today. I'm really, really happy for the people that hit 50,000. One problem, folks, if you want to really get rich, you have to invest in yourself. You can only control your returns, and you can control your returns when you're working with the right people. But if you're speculating, like in crypto,
Yep.
or investing in GameStop because everybody else is, what goes up must come down. And
Well,
people are
here's
going to spend a lot of money on that.
And there's two things about that too. So, as you know, on these videos, we can't give direct advice. You know,
No, we can't,
Is
but
it
we can.
possible that someone, it's good for them to buy Bitcoin? It's possible that there's someone that exists in the world that maybe that's a good call.
Hold on a minute,
Possible.
though. Hold on a minute. Let's talk about that for a minute. So this is good cop versus bad cop here. Ready? Yes, there are going to be people that become millionaires overnight. But what happens when somebody becomes a millionaire overnight? They become broke just as fast
Yeah.
because they don't know how to accumulate, manage, and keep
They don't respect
growth.
money. They don't respect.
But
money.
they don't know how to keep growth.
No.
Yes, you can get rich quick, but get rich quick is get poor quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see like this happen, is because, well, that's what happens.
Right.
When you work with somebody like this guy, he's got experience, decades of experience. He's got experience. He understands where to put your money, how to put your money, when to put your money, how much money.
Mhm.
That's his job.
That's what we do.
Not
every day
make
here.
you rich quick overnight. That's not how it works. You don't see new money as generational wealth. It doesn't work that way.
We like to say get rich steady. We want to keep doing it. We don't want it to be a, oh bang, here it is. It's not something we want to do.
I've always said get rich slow.
Well, get rich steady. You know, we don't want to do too slow. You want to move it at some sort of speed, right? You don't want to just sit there for 17, 18 years and say, oh, well, here I'm getting there. We want to be kind of going along there. And like I was explaining to you in the green room, as we say, right? Whenever we have something that is riding high and that investment is just really, really returning well for you, something is up on the other end of that is suffering because this is doing well. So if we say change in administration, the way they do things, the way they tax, the way they do anything, and this thing, oh gosh, I don't like that, we need to be ready to get into this thing and continue that ride.
Correct.
What I'm providing for people, and one of the many reasons I'm valuable is I know those things. If you tell me, hey, this is working right now, what if it doesn't? I know the exact opposite of what will work.
Well, not only that, you're studying trends. You understand how the system works. You understand money. And yeah, I talk to people. People don't even know how to write a car loan. They don't know that $30,000 into 60 months is like $453 or whatever the number comes out to. The point is, with interest and with down and all this, the point I'm making is, people don't know simple math.
No.
So if they don't know simple math on a car purchase or even a mortgage, or if they don't know the difference between amortized interest and simple interest,
You're in trouble.
you need a
lot of
financial planner. If you're watching this right now and I'm speaking like way up here and it's all going over your head, you just need to call this guy.
And in some ways, it should be going over people's head. They're not doing this every day.